No, I don't think everyone should vote.
Wait, so
I
like,
don't think that's.
do you like care specifically about women's right to vote? Like, would you care about us like taking away women's right to vote, only allowing men to vote?
I don't think that it would be like a good idea to just make only men vote.
So would that be bad? Okay.
Because
Well, guess
it
what?
has to
You
be
should care
specific
about
people.
then specifically you should care about the 19th Amendment of the Constitution because it prevents that. So even
No, I'm not even talking.
yes, you should because what it is doing what the Constitution would be doing here, it would be preventing some like grave immoral thing that you think is gravely immoral. This is actually
This is
your
your own
opinion.
subjective opinion.
This would actually be your subjective opinion. I asked you if it would be wrong if only men could vote, and you said yes. Why are you MAGA?
Yeah, I would say I guess immigration. That's a good point, right?
I think his immigration policy is some of his worst. Why don't we start with mass deportation? Name one materially positive outcome of mass deportation on this country.
Oh no, I don't. So I'm not talking about mass deportation. I'm talking about specifically the border.
Like reducing
Border
undocumented
security.
entry? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, first and foremost, the mass deportation is like the big immigration policy we've seen from the administration. So if you don't support that, I don't see how you could support his immigration policy as a whole. I'll entertain the concept nonetheless. What good border policy has Trump implemented?
He did the executive order on his first day. That was pretty good.
What did it do?
He like the specifics of it. You mean?
Yeah.
Shit, I have to look it up, but I know that he made it more secure by adding, I think, more border agents. He also just cut down the crossings as well, and he reduced the encounters.
Well, the way I think that he significantly reduced the crossing is by scaring their entry away by, as I told the last guest, violating both the human and constitutional rights of undocumented immigrants that are already in this country, which I'd say is a bad thing.
Wait, just give me 1 sec. I gotta connect something.
What do you got to connect?
Just my headphones. Hold on.
If you talk to me without them, I swear to God, you'll sound about 1,000,000,000 times more clear.
Do I sound good?
Yeah.
Still?
Yes, you sound great.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah, so, I mean, hold on. I need to look up his executive order. Like, you want me to show you what specific things he did to
Can you respond to my
increase the
last
security?
point, though? I said I think what it's been driving a massive reduction in undocumented entry was those two things that I just pointed out. Could you respond to that?
What was it? You said that he was scaring them away, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
By violating both the human and constitutional rights that are of those that are already in the country.
Are you talking about, what's that dude's name? That Garcia dude?
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the instances I'm talking about, for sure.
Was he some gang member or what exactly?
Okay. Well, first and foremost, even if he was, you'd still.
No, I'm just asking.
rights.
Just
And second of all, we don't have sufficient reason to conclude that. I do not believe.
Okay, I thought that he had tattoos, gang tattoos or something.
No.
No, you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you can say that they may have done some bad things. I would probably agree with that, but
Right, and I think
think
it's these
overall
bad
it's
things
pretty
that has
good.
reduced undocumented entry. And my reason for that is that we haven't just seen a reduction in undocumented entry. We've also seen a reduction in tourism, travel for business and leisure, and overall, traveling to America has just been a lot less appealing because of the human and constitutional rights violations of immigrants in the country. Right? I mean, I think now we are actually on the UN Rights Watch because of what Donald Trump has been doing to Venezuelan immigrants he's been deporting without due process, having Abrego Garcia beaten and tortured, propping up Alligator Alcatraz in 8 days where they were being served one meal a day with maggots in it, but then a judge ruled last month that it had to be shut down. All right, this is what is reducing the entry, and that's very bad.
Well, the whole mass deportation thing, just to talk about that just real quick, he's not actually doing that. It's more just so him increasing border security because the encounters were reduced.
He's actually doing a mass deportation. That is true. I
No,
mean,
he's not, dude. They literally stopped posting the deportation numbers. It's so low.
My friend, if you don't believe that he's trying to do a mass deportation, I'm going to remove you from the live because this is something that he campaigned on before he won the election.
Serious?
Yeah, I am serious. Because
I know
this
he
is something
did. Yeah,
that he campaigned on before the election, and this has been something that he's talked about nearly every week since he won the election. And if you're on Donald Trump's email list, well, you would have got emails from him like I do, talking about how, you know, he wants to get every undocumented immigrant out of the country. This has been like one of the main things that he's ran on and been doing since the beginning of his term. Like under the big beautiful bill, they increase funding to ICE another $150 billion to hire more agents to do more deportations. If you go to Homeland Security's Twitter account, every single day they're posting these dystopian graphics trying to get young white guys to join their police force to deport more people.
No, I totally agree that he says the whole mass deportation thing. I'm not rejecting that, but I'm just saying that he's not actually doing it. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so you're just saying that he's failing at the
border security.
So you're saying that he's failing at the goal that he set out, but even in failing with the numbers that he is achieving with his removals, this doesn't negate the fact that a lot of those have been illegal per the information that I've already shared with you that you so quite frankly ignored.
Okay, so what? You care about the Constitution or something?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so then what? Do you care about free speech?
I do. And Donald Trump actually infringed upon your free speech.
Interesting.
When a week ago, he attempted to ban burning of the American flag, even though SCOTUS case upheld in the late 80s, that was protected under symbolic speech per the First Amendment. How do you feel about Donald Trump infringing upon your free speech? The better question would be for me to ask you that. Do you care about the Constitution, and do you care about free speech?
No, I don't really care about the Constitution. Because really, you look at the founding of America, it was just a bunch of... It's just vastly different to what it is today. You're really going to say that the First Amendment was written for, non-whites or something?
What?
Because they were literal slave owners, dude. And you're saying they wrote the First Amendment for non-whites? Like, that's just not true. So that's why I'm not for the Constitution. It's just incredibly racist, you know?
Oh, you think that the Constitution is racist?
Well, yeah, the founding of it, you don't think it was exclusionary?
Of course, it was incredibly exclusionary. But I have a
Exactly,
question.
so
What
we
are
don't
the
care about the
13th, 14th,
Constitution.
and 15th Amendments?
The abolition of slavery?
The ones to prevent said exclusion. The reason why I care about the
Okay, but
Constitution today
it wasn't founded
is
on
because
that,
it
though.
guarantees us natural rights. And per the text of the Constitution and its current interpretation, it attempts to do so in a non-exclusionary manner. Now, if there is any exclusion that's introduced via the Constitution, such as not protecting women's access to abortion under the privacy clause of the 14th, well, then what we need to do is either pass a new amendment or more congressional policy. But the Constitution as a whole is something that we should all care about, and not to mention that it is a living, breathing document that is alive today per the interpretation from SCOTUS and per Congress's ability to ratify and change it. Right? You should care about the 19th Amendment giving women the right to vote. You should care about the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment ending slavery and legally mandating equality. You should care about these inalienable rights. Why don't you?
No, I think you're missing my point. What I'm saying is that if we can just change the Constitution, right? If we can just take something like the First Amendment and then we can just drastically change it to what the founders originally intended, then the Constitution is kind of arbitrary.
What interpretation of the Constitution do we operate off of? The founders or the Supreme Court?
The Supreme Court.
There you go.
Right now, yeah, the Supreme Court.
There you go.
No, but I'm saying is that, yeah, I know, but if you're do you really think that when they were writing the First Amendment, they wanted to have like non-white, like specifically black people, the black slaves, to have the same rights as they did when they were running the amendments?
No, obviously
Initially,
they didn't want that, because in the initial articles of the Constitution, they included the fugitive slave clause, which forced you, then legally mandated you to return escaped slaves. So obviously, the Constitution at its conception was an incredibly racist, bigoted document. However, because of the changes that we've seen through the amendments of through Congress, new federal policy, and of course interpretations from SCOTUS, I believe that the Constitution is incredibly has made great strides towards more equality for everyone. Right, such as the Third Amendment of the 14th Amendment,
Sure.
The third section of the 14th guaranteeing equal protections, the 19th Amendment giving women the right to vote, or the 13th, 14th, and 15th ending slavery.
Well, again, you're kind of missing my point here. What I'm saying is that you always talk about the Constitution and how you care about it, and you're like, oh, well, it's the Constitution, the First Amendment, and it's like, okay, well, when we look at the Constitution, it's always changing. And when you say that you care about the Constitution, what you mean is that you care about your Constitution and what you personally agree with. So if the Supreme Court, because you think that they're the authority, if the Supreme Court just suddenly decided that, I don't know, we're going to repeal like the 19th or just anything, right? Something that you don't agree with, you will disagree with that and you will say, no, that's wrong. That's my point. So that's why I don't care about, that's why I don't say, oh yeah, I care about the Constitution or my constitutionalist. Like, I don't give a shit about that.
The Constitution guarantees things that you care about. Like, for instance, do you personally care about like a right to vote inside of a functioning democracy for everybody?
No, I don't think everyone should vote.
Wait, so like,
I don't think that's...
Wait, do you like care specifically about women's right to vote? Like, would you care about us like taking away women's right to vote, only allowing men to vote?
I don't think that it would be like a good idea to just make only men vote.
So would that be bad?
Okay.
Because well, guess what? You should care about then specifically. You should care about the 19th Amendment of the Constitution because it prevents that. So even
I'm not even talking.
Yes, you should, okay. Because what it is doing, it is acting.
Well, you're not letting me finish.
It is. So what the Constitution would be doing here, it would be preventing some like grave immoral thing that you think is gravely immoral, right? So this is why you should care for.
That's just your opinion. That's just your.
This is actually your
own subjective opinion.
This would actually be your subjective opinion. I asked you if it would be wrong if only men could vote, and you said yes.
Well, you asked me if it was wrong. Okay.
Right, and then I demonstrated to you.
I didn't hear you right.
How the 19th Amendment would like would
could I answer
that from potentially occurring, meaning that you should care about it.
Yeah, if I could answer that, I only think that certain people should actually vote. I don't think that the average person should be voting.
You don't think that the average American should be voting?
No, do you? You think that the average American is smart and they're very well informative and all these things like?
I definitely don't think that you're smart or well informed. Does that mean that you shouldn't be voting?
Me? Shit, I mean, in principle, low-key, I probably shouldn't vote. Yeah, my right should be taken away. But
and then also, I have another question for you. So you said that you care about slavery and racism, yeah?
I mean, I don't know if I said those words.
Yeah,
I don't think I said those words.
You said that you don't care about the Constitution because you think the founders of the Constitution intended it to be incredibly racist. One of the very obvious implications.
No, I'm just saying I don't
care about slavery and racism.
No.
And wait. If you don't say those words,
okay.
Hello? Wait, what the fuck is going on? I'm so sorry. Why? I just got like mental rotted and I just went into like debate bro mode. Slow down. Do you or do you not care about slavery and racism?
I don't think that we should have slavery. Yeah, sure.
So you think that slavery is bad? You think that racism is bad?
Well, by racism, you just mean hatred of racial groups. Yeah, sure. I think that's bad. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So point number one, I can't believe I got.
Are you talking about race realism? Or
point number
when you say
one,
racism, you talking about...
Point number one, I think it's absolutely hilarious that I got you to concede that you shouldn't be able to vote. And point number two, now that you've agreed that slavery and racism is bad, how do you feel about Donald Trump going to the Smithsonian and getting them to take out a lot of their content surrounding the history of slavery and racism in America, even suggesting on Truth Social that it's woke to think slavery was bad?
Wait, what did Trump do? You said he...
Yeah, he posted on Truth Social saying that it's that we need to take all the woke shit out of the Smithsonian, including shit about how slavery was bad.
Smithsonian?
Smithsonian.
I've actually never heard about that. What is Smithsonian?
It's a group of museums in Washington, D.C.
Oh, okay. My bad. So what are they? Is it Black History? Is that what it is?
Yeah, one of the museums would be the African American History Museum, and he says that it's really woke and that we should stop talking about how slavery was bad.
Okay. Why would he say that? What was the context behind that?
delusion.
Okay, see, that's why then. See, Trump is an old man. He says a lot of things. So, that's why I don't take anything, all the things
Right,
he says seriously.
well, you should take this seriously because he's a president.
It's not like he can do anything about it, dude. I mean, what is he gonna do?
It's not like he could do anything about
He
it.
just says stuff. Bro, he got his assistant
I have a question.
typing
How
stuff
many
for him.
branches of government are there?
3:
What are they?
judicial, executive, and legislative.
Okay, and what is election day in America?
What?
What is election day in America? When did you vote for Trump?
Oh, it was on 6th of November.
Okay. The only reason I asked those questions is because you said you didn't know what the Smithsonianism is. Smithsonian Museum.
I don't go outside. I'm an incel, so I don't go outside.
Right.
I'm like an
you're
antisocial
incel.
incel.
Also, something else I'd like
Yeah.
to bring up here. So Donald Trump has praised the founders of the Constitution. In fact, his whole movement is Make America Great Again, referencing the foundation of this country. So earlier you were telling us that you thought that they were all bigoted racists, and that's why you don't like the document that they made of the Constitution. But Donald Trump has praised them. So you think that Donald Trump has praised bigoted racists? Then how could you support him?
No, I think you keep missing my point. So I'll try to explain.
I'm going to need you to respond to
differently.
that point. No. You made that
Yeah,
point clear
I'll
that you think they
explain
were all
it.
just
I'll
like
explain it,
terrible
don't worry.
bigoted racists. Donald Trump has praised them, so why would you support him?
No, I'll explain it. Don't worry. My whole point with the Constitution was just that the people who wrote it, they were slave owners. They did all these things, and it was kind of like an internal critique on your end that like you would view them as these racists, these bigots, these slave owners, these racists, and so like you don't care. And honestly, I don't care either. Like neither of us care. It's just that you pretend that you do. That's it.
Oh, so basically,
But
you're
I don't care
saying-
about the Constitution.
So basically, you're saying that you don't care that they were bigoted racists, that you don't view them that way.
No, I didn't. No,
So
dude, you're not
do
listening.
you
Oh
view
my
them that way?
God.
Do you view them that way? Do you view the founders
Why?
of the
That they were-
Constitution as the bigoted racist slave owners they were?
Well, they were slave owners, were they not? Yeah.
Right. So you do. So Donald Trump has praised them. Why do you support
they
Trump if
probably
he's
had some
praised
racist beliefs,
bigoted racist slave owners?
You talking about the founders, right?
Right.
Yeah, we can acknowledge that they may have done bad things, but they're also the founders, and they're very important to American history. So I don't think that we should destroy their statues or burn their documents or things like that. I think we should keep their
got it. So I'm in the
history alive.
So I'm in the wrong for valuing the Constitution as it would exist today because the people that originally drafted it in its first 10 amendments 200 years ago were slave owners. But Trump's not in the wrong for praising who they were 250 years ago today. Interesting. Very interesting.
I'm calling you out. I'm only calling you out on your hypocrisy. That's all I'm doing.
There's no
I'm just saying that
hypocrisy
you don't
here.
actually care about the Constitution.
There's no
because you don't
hypocrisy here
actually care about the
whatsoever.
Constitution.
I do care about the Constitution as the Constitution would protect
You
my
don't because
demons'
it's
natural
constantly
rights.
changing. Dude, it's constantly changing. And if the Supreme Court says something that you disagree with, you would disagree with it.
The nature of the Constitution changing doesn't reject or falsify the fact that I value the Constitution as the Constitution would protect inalienable natural rights. I could go over them if you'd like. Like, for instance, I think that the protections under the 14th Amendment to due process, right, is in a protection of a human right. I think that due process protects your human rights, because if you're not granted due process, then you're telling me that I could be sentenced to death for something that I didn't do, and there's no exploration of truth to determine that I did it, right? And so that constitutional right of due process helps prevent against that. And I very much so do value that.
All right. Anyways, well, you want to talk about a different topic? This is kind of boring now.
So now when I give you an explanation of why I value the Constitution, because it protects inalienable natural rights that I find important, not just for me, but for everybody in society as a whole, now you want to move on.
Well, you think it's all subjective. You're an atheist, right? So it's not some objective thing. When you say rights, that's not something that's true.
So now you're refuting my claim on the basis of my metaethical theory. Sounds like you've bowed out of the debate, my friend.
I don't really know philosophy. I don't like reading.
Well, I could tell. So do you want to respond
What is
to
that?
my argument?
Wait, what's that supposed to mean?
It means I could tell that you're incredibly uneducated, and you're incredibly pompous in the fact that you likely think that you're educated and think that you don't even need to do the reading to begin with, and that's been made clear this whole time. So now that I made that clear,
That's a projection. I never said that.
Well,
I'm actually a very humble person. I think.
Well, see, the thing is I never accused you of saying that. I think that we could all infer this based upon the way that you've been engaging in this conversation.
You did. You just said it right now.
I didn't say that you've said this. I said that I've inferred this based upon the things that you've said. There's a big difference there. But once again, I gave you an argument to demonstrate why I care about the Constitution, and you should too, as the Constitution would protect inalienable and natural rights, and then you just merely responded to that by saying that metaethically I'm a subjectivist. So what does my metaethical framework have to do with an argument normatively insofar as why I do value the Constitution?
Well, you're talking about rights. I mean, again, you should probably debate Andrew Wilson on this, but you keep dodging him, even though he offered $10,000.
Okay.
But
so now you're saying,
yeah,
so
you
now,
believe
so,
like in
so
these
now,
rights.
wait. So now you're saying,
Oh, I'm being interrupted.
so now you're saying that I'm dodging Andrew Wilson. So what is your accusation that I'm apparently dodging Andrew Wilson have to do with your response to my argument
tweet him right now.
Insofar
Tweet
as
him right
why
now.
the Constitution is valuable, why the Constitution is valuable to me and why it should be valuable to you too? It kind of sounds like you've been
Dude,
put in
tag
a
him right
corner
now on Twitter.
where you don't have a response.
$10,000. He offered 10. He offered 10 grand.
Yeah, so I'm going to make it clear, man. I'm kind of like an
You don't
analog.
have your mute button.
I'm going to make it clear, man. I'm kind of like an analog computer here, input output. If you give an input that is a pivot or deflection away from the argument presented, I'm going to ignore it and then ask you again to attempt to respond. I understand that you don't have
Alright,
a
go ahead.
response because you've lost the debate and you're fucking stun locked by somebody with an IQ significantly higher than yours will ever be. But all that I'm just simply asking you to do, man, is to either bow out peacefully or at the bare minimum, stop annoying me with this bullshit. Okay? If you can't give a response to my position to object to your statement that we shouldn't care about the Constitution, just say that. Stop wasting my time and stop wasting the time of the 16,000 people watching this live. It's really fucking annoying. Especially after the hour and a half of the other guests that we have had that have done the exact same thing. You, the guest before you, the guest before them, and the guest before them have all done the same shitty little small brain tactic of making a point, getting beat, and then not responding to the refutation, and instead talking about a billion other things. Oh, Dean gives a refutation to the guest's shitty position. Andrew Wilson. Dean gives a refutation to the guest's shitty position. Meta ethics. Stay on topic, give a response, or I'm going to move on to the next guest. Right? And by the way, Nicole on YouTube said condescending much. I hope that came off as condescending as possible.
Okay, so yeah, you said that you have a. Well, are you calling me dumb? You said you have a higher IQ than me. What's up with that?
All
You
right.
said it was significantly higher.
Right. So I just told you to give a very direct response to my argument. Did you give me a very direct response to my argument? No, you didn't. And for that reason, we'll go ahead and move on. Every single guest today, just absolutely impossible. Absolutely impossible. Every single guest today, same old, same old. It is the same script with every single Trump supporter. Same script every single time, folks.